Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Come home married and furious, Brooke? Ridge and Taylor elope? According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge Forrester might persuade Taylor Hayes to advance their relationship significantly. Although there has already been some discussion about Taylor and Ridge moving back in together, remarriage may also be imminent. Given how Ridge delayed getting married to her again, Brooke Logan would undoubtedly be hurt by that. Ridge made an effort to pretend that he had been there, done that with Brooke, but he would soon change his mind about Taylor. Perhaps Taylor and Ridge's plot might incorporate the upcoming special location shoot for B&B. It's possible that Ridge will take Taylor to a far-off place and become engrossed in the situation there. We can definitely picture Ridge popping the question and persuading Taylor to wed him right away. In order to notify their family on some wonderful news later, Taylor and Ridge may decide to elope while on their romantic holiday. Would Ridge and Taylor return home together as husband and wife? If Taylor becomes the new Mrs. Forrester so quickly, can you picture Brooke's astonished and enraged response? Although Steffy Forrester is overjoyed that her parents are getting back together, she has been apprehensive about Ridge's past behavior. Steffy doesn't want Ridge to hurt her mother anymore because Taylor has a delicate heart. In the end, Ridge may choose to show Taylor how much he loves her by making a significant commitment. Ridge may promise to stay with Taylor forever, even if it doesn't work out on a soap opera. If Taylor and Ridge were to elope, how would you feel? Is Ridge genuinely committed to Taylor this time, or is Taylor erring by putting her heart in his hands? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor and Ridge's future will take some intriguing turns, so we'll provide you with further predictions regarding any significant turning points. Is there evidence that Taylor falsified her illness? According to teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan will experience heartbreak. Even though we all anticipated it, Brooke will be taken aback when Ridge Forrester dumps her like a hot potato and gets back together with Taylor Hayes. To be honest, we're surprised that Ridge and Taylor didn't go to bed sooner. Here are the spoilers for what will be on B&B next week. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Did Taylor Hayes play every role? Taylor Hayes first told Ridge Forrester she was dying of heart failure after she got back to Los Angeles. Evidently, her ex-husband refused to accept her unfortunate fate and requested a second view. During the visit, it was miraculously discovered that Taylor had been misdiagnosed and was not actually dying. She did, however, suffer from broken heart syndrome, a dangerous illness. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Does Brooke have evidence that Taylor falsified her illness? For a while, there were suspicions on The Bold and the Beautiful that Taylor's medical issues were a pathetic ruse to win Ridge Forrester back. When Brooke turned on her and reconnected with Ridge, Taylor was distraught. She vowed to get back at Brooke because she believed that he had played dirty. Is this retaliation from Taylor? Would Ridge's ex-wife actually pretend to be near death in order to win Ridge back? Yes, Ridge's doctor determined that Taylor had broken heart syndrome. However, did the specialist just reach that decision because, as Taylor stated, there was no evidence of heart failure? It's probable that Taylor made up the story of heart failure to attract Ridge's attention even though she had no medical diagnosis. When Taylor saw the specialist and received a genuine diagnosis, she was likely taken aback. Brooke Logan looks for evidence that Ridge Forrester was played in B&B spoilers. Brooke is not a fool. She is aware that without her health issues, she would never have lost Ridge Forrester to Taylor. Ridge was angry with Brooke, so he slept with her. However, if he hadn't been caring for Taylor during her illness, he would never have been close enough to sleep with her. According to B&B teasers, Brooke Logan will get suspicious and angry with Taylor when they break up. Her health issues were certainly convenient. Will Brooke discover evidence that Taylor was fabricating her heart issues to persuade Ridge to go to bed if she investigates further? Would Taylor truly go to such lengths to win her man back? Taylor and Brooke join forces against Daphne after her romance with Ridge initiates a battle? Steffy Forrester Finnegan revealed her secret weapon to Ridge Forrester, according to teasers and updates for The Bold and the Beautiful. Steffy enthusiastically extolled Daphne Rose's seductive attractiveness, asserting that no guy could ever resist her seduction. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Daphne Rose departed when Finn showed up. John Finnegan arrived in the driveway just as Daphne was leaving, which would have led to an interesting meeting between Daphne and Ridge. Future spoilers indicate that Steffy has come up with a plan to reverse Carter Walton's recent behavior, enlisting the aid of her Parisian friend, famed perfumer Daphne Rose. At first, it seemed that Daphne's job would be to obtain information and possibly gain Carter's trust. Steffy quickly disclosed the second part of their strategy, though, which calls for Daphne to become close to Carter as well. Daphne and Steffy both think this mission will be easy, but as Daphne helps Steffy in LA, one has to ponder whether or not she can be trusted. B&B spoilers, rewinding to Daphne Rose's departure and Finnegan's timing. As Finn arrived, Daphne decided it was time to leave, sliding into her car while Steffy and she were deep in talk about the takeover at the Cliff House. As he pulled into the driveway, Finn asked curiously about the departing car. Steffy found it strange because she had encouraged Daphne to stay a little while longer to meet her husband. There might be more to that request than first appears. Future spoilers suggest that Steffy will present Ridge to Daphne. Steffy is pleased to see Ridge move on from Brooke Logan. Although it appears that he is rekindling his romance with Taylor Hayes, Ridge can end himself falling in love with the alluring Parisian perfume princess if Daphne really has an irresistible charm. Since Ridge is her father and is strictly off-limits, Steffy would be crushed if her buddy attempted to trap him. But Daphne seems to be the type of person who doesn't respect boundaries. She doesn't hesitate to pursue her goals. Ridge and Daphne might have some sexy encounters if Ridge falls in love with her. This could lead Taylor and Brooke to work together against Daphne. Since Steffy is the one who initially brought Daphne to Los Angeles, she might potentially become involved. What if Daphne chose to pursue both Ridge and Carter? It would be encouraging to see these enemies come together against a threat, and this turn of events might inspire Hope Logan to join forces with Steffy, Taylor, and Brooke to stop Daphne's advances. Poppy and Lee face off against Brooke and Taylor. Friday, January 17, 2205. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that women will be fighting women that day. What facts will come to light? Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, a catfight between Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan? A few weeks had passed since Brooke Logan and Ridge Forrester got into a heated argument that ended in their split, with Ridge returning to Taylor Hayes before anyone, including the audience, could blink. Although Brooke has finally persuaded herself that she can win Ridge back by getting Steffy Forrester Finnegan to return to work at Forrester Creations, she still harbors animosity toward Taylor. At last, Brooke and Taylor square off in a confrontation that has the potential to permanently alter their relationship. Will Brooke bring up the fact that they were best friends just 2 years prior, and that Ridge was the reason their friendship ended? Even the fans were thrilled to see Brooke and Taylor become adult best friends and throw Ridge to the curb. Or will we return to the days when they only knew catfights? Why should the years-long relationship between Brooke and Taylor end now? B&B spoilers, who is the real father of Luna Nozawa? Lee Finnegan demands that Poppy Nozawa tell her the truth she never truly wanted to hear after learning that Tom Starr is not Luna Nozawa's father. Around the time Luna would have been conceived, Poppy spent a summer with Lee and Jack Finnegan. Is it worse than the possibility that Jack is Luna's father? What if Poppy and her adopted nephew had an affair? Lee worries that her sister deceived her by getting married to her own spouse. That summer, John Finnegan did talk about how Poppy helped him unwind. She did what? How did she calm Finn down? Lee's life will soon be completely upended in ways she never could have predicted, so she had well prepare herself for anything Poppy has to say because it will undoubtedly be hilarious. Ridge is thrilled by Steffy's reveal, but Carter and Hope are doomed. As Steffy Forrester made a daring confession that brought shivers of exhilaration through Ridge Forrester and also portended calamity for Carter Walton and Hope Logan, the already stormy seas of The Bold and the Beautiful erupted once more. The high-stakes drama that characterizes the lives of the Forresters and their allies was captured by the contrast between victory and tragedy. In addition to highlighting the stark contrast between ambition and devotion, Ridge's support for Steffy's scheme and the resulting fallout for Carter and Hope also demonstrated the far-reaching effects of familial and commercial entanglements in the Forrester dynasty. Steffy's aspirational outlook. Although Steffy's previous behavior had already caused some controversy at Forrester Creations, her most recent conduct made it clear that she was a formidable opponent. Steffy revealed a comprehensive plan to reinvent Forrester Creations as a global leader in fashion and innovation in a dramatic boardroom announcement. The plan called for reviving stagnant global markets, introducing a cutting-edge sustainable fashion collection, and forming exclusive alliances with well-known influencers and designers. Ridge was enthralled by her confidence and charm, and he had always thought Steffy could continue the Forrester family tradition. For Ridge, Steffy's idea was a demonstration of her tenacity and resolve rather than merely a business tactic. She was, in his opinion, the epitome of the Forrester spirit, the ideal fusion of leadership and innovation. With pride in his voice, Ridge said, "This is exactly what we need." Given the family's history of power struggles and betrayals, Ridge's steadfast support for Steffy's ideas was a moving moment. "You're proving that Forrester Creations is in the right hands." However, his excitement for Steffy's ascent unintentionally put Carter and Hope in a precarious situation. The precarious alliance between Carter and Hope. Seeing it as an essential part of the company's identity, Carter, as COO, had pushed for the partnership with Hope Logan's Hope for the Future line. Hope had also put her all into the project since she was committed to using fashion as a vehicle for social change and empowerment. However, their efforts were overshadowed by Steffy's ambitious agenda, raising questions about Hope for the Future's feasibility in the overall context of Forrester Creations' development. A heated argument between the two ladies brought the conflict between Steffy's vision and Hope's line to a head. Clearly irritated, Hope accused Steffy of sabotaging her efforts. Hope replied, her voice shaking with passion, "Steffy, you've always had this need to be the center of attention. However, it's not just about you. It's about what we've created together at Forrester." Steffy shot back with equal vigor. She retorted, "Hope, this isn't personal. It's about what's best for the business, and your line isn't working right now." Carter was stuck in the middle, trying to mediate a dispute between two strong, fervent ladies. It seems that his attempts to justify Hope's contributions only served to widen the gap. "We must figure out how to cooperate," Carter pleaded. Forrester Creations isn't just one person's vision, it's a collaboration. Nevertheless, Steffy's resolve to establish her control and Hope's resistance to compromise meant that his cries were ignored. Ridge's newfound self-belief. Ridge's enthusiasm for Steffy's leadership signaled a shift in his perspective on the company's prospects. He had struggled for months to strike a balance between his personal and professional lives, frequently feeling caught between his ambitions for Forrester Creations and his commitment to Brooke Logan. Steffy's audacity gave him a fresh sense of purpose and rekindled his enthusiasm for the family enterprise. Ridge's emotional support for Steffy's strategy was also significant. Her dedication to the family legacy touched him deeply as a father. In a private conversation, Ridge informed Steffy, "You're proving why I've always believed in you." Steffy's face glowed with pleasure at her father's remarks, understanding that gaining his respect was a victory in and of itself. "This company is in your blood, and you're showing everyone what it means to be a Forrester." But Ridge gave little consideration to Carter and Hope's worries since he was so focused on Steffy's accomplishments. Because he accepted Steffy's idea without question, there was an unspoken hierarchy in the corporation, with Steffy at the top and Hope at the bottom. Ridge had worked so hard to keep the Forresters together, but this dynamic threatened to shatter that harmony. For Carter and Hope, the fallout from Steffy's ascent was especially painful. Hope for the Future was progressively marginalized as Steffy solidified her control, its resources being diverted to support Steffy's projects. Hope found it difficult to reconcile her affection for the Forrester family with the knowledge that her contributions were being undervalued since she felt deceived and excluded. As he attempted to manage the aftermath, Carter also encountered both personal and professional difficulties. He was forced to make tough decisions that would have long-term effects because of his unwavering dedication to both Hope and Forrester Creations. Carter told a coworker, "I've always wanted what's best for this company. But at the moment, I'm not sure if I'm acting morally or if I'm just attempting to maintain harmony." As Carter and Hope battled to remain calm under the pressure of their common situation, the strain on their relationship became more and more apparent. Unresolved issues threatened to tear them apart, and their once strong union started to wane. The treachery felt very personal to Hope. For Carter, it served as a sobering reminder of what it takes to be successful in the competitive fashion and business industries. Taylor and Brooke, old wounds reappear. In the midst of the turmoil, Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan were dragged into the fight, their long-standing animosity rekindled by Steffy's consequences. Strongly defending Hope, Brooke charged Steffy with undermining her daughter's aspirations. "Taylor, this isn't just about business," Brooke said during a heated argument. "I won't tolerate Steffy demonstrating her superiority over Hope in this situation." Taylor retaliated with her usual ferocity, defensive of her daughter as well. Taylor responded, "Steffy has every right to pursue her vision for Forrester Creations. Perhaps Hope ought to concentrate on honing her line rather than accusing Steffy of being unsatisfactory." The conversation highlighted the long-standing hostility between the two women and the lasting effects of their competition on their kids. Steffy's covert plan. Although Steffy's dedication to Forrester Creations was purportedly the driving force for her activities, rumors of a covert goal started to spread among the employees. Some conjectured that Steffy's real objective was to guarantee her place as Ridge's heir, guaranteeing that she would continue to hold the Forrester heritage. Others thought Steffy's ambition stemmed from her desire to surpass her longtime nemesis, Hope. The drama that was developing was made more intriguing by the fact that Steffy's true motivations were still unknown. Was it something more personal that motivated her, or was she just a committed businesswoman aiming for perfection? Everyone was on edge since Steffy's intentions were unclear, and even her closest supporters began to doubt her sincerity. The Forrester family was at a turning point as the fallout from Steffy's shocking revelation subsided. Although Ridge's steadfast support of Steffy had revitalized the business, it also revealed serious familial divisions. While Brooke and Taylor's rekindled rivalry threatened to rekindle old scars, Carter and Hope's battle to save their reputations highlighted how brittle trust is in the high-stakes world of fashion. The adventure was far from ended for Steffy. The repercussions of her acts were still being felt, and her ascent to power had not been free. Would the consequences of her ambition ultimately undermine her success, or would her audacious plan for Forrester Creations turn out to be a success? The stage was set for even more drama in the Forrester family's intricately intertwined lives as alliances changed and secrets emerged. Nothing is ever as it seems in the world of the bold and the beautiful, and the next surprise is always waiting around the corner. As Taylor Hayes got ready for a confrontation that had been building for weeks, the tension in the air in Los Angeles crackled. Rumors of impending strife spread like wildfire throughout the lavish residences of Forrester Creations power players and the glittering corridors of the company. At its core was a clash of strategic ambition and personal grudges, personified by Daphne Rose's bold attempt to establish her own position in this competitive environment and Taylor's unwavering will to defend her family. Their paths colliding promised a confrontation that would not only reshape alliances but also pave the way for profound changes in the lives of the Logans, the Forresters, and everyone else in their orbit. Taylor Hayes had dedicated a significant portion of her life to negotiating the intricacies of rivalry, loyalty, and love. Emotional peaks and heartbreaking betrayals have been part of her past with Ridge Forrester, Brooke Logan, and their entwined families. However, Taylor had never shied away from a challenge, and she was resolved to take charge of her story this time. Taylor decided to face not just her enemies but also her own residual concerns about her position in the Forrester dynasty, as the futures of her children were at stake and the stakes were higher than ever. Taylor's thoughts were racing with a mix of rage and excitement as the battle approached. The most recent events at Forrester Creations had caused her to wonder about the intentions of others in her immediate vicinity, especially Daphne Rose, whose abrupt ascent within the organization had caused many people to take notice. Taylor was desperate to reveal the truth before it was too late since she had a suspicion that Daphne's motivations were anything but selfless. As she readied herself for combat, Taylor mumbled to herself, "She's in for a rude awakening if she believes she can manipulate her way into our lives." Daphne Rose, a startlingly mysterious new arrival to the Forrester orbit, had already drawn interest and suspicion. She was a valuable addition to Forrester Creations due to her refined manner and bright mind, but what really made her stand out was her extraordinary ability to negotiate the complex power dynamics within the organization. Daphne had carefully planned her entrance into the Forrester world, and every action she took was meant to reach her final objective, so her presence was not coincidental. Daphne's first significant action was a daring suggestion for a well-known fashion partnership that was expected to propel Forrester Creations to new heights. The Forrester executives were both impressed and concerned by the plan's boldness, inventiveness, and risk. Ridge saw Daphne's idea as an opportunity to further establish the business's leadership position in the sector. But for Taylor, it was a clear warning sign. During a heated argument, Taylor cautioned, "She's playing you, Ridge. You're so taken aback by her charm that you fail to recognize her true intentions." Daphne was supposed to make her proposal at a high-stakes Forrester board meeting, which set the setting for Taylor and Daphne's clash. The air was charged with excitement as the room filled with the company's top executives. Taylor's steely glare revealed her boiling fury, while Ridge, sat at the head of the table, radiated placid assurance. With her signature grace, Daphne walked into the room, each step designed to draw attention. She was prepared to deliver since she understood that this presentation was a make-or-break situation. Daphne's lecture was a persuasive masterclass. She spoke persuasively and elegantly, captivating the audience with her story of invention and development. Despite her doubts, Taylor was unable to dispute Daphne's vision's genius. However, Taylor's gut told her that Daphne's proposal was more complex than it first appeared, and she wasn't going to accept it without question. The gathering erupted in cheers as Daphne concluded her presentation. Ridge was the first to speak, obviously impressed. "We need exactly this kind of bold thinking," he said. "You've outdone yourself, Daphne." Taylor, on the other hand, was not so readily convinced. She got up from her chair and gave Daphne a fierce look. With a controlled yet forceful tone, Taylor started, "It's a compelling plan. But I must ask, Daphne, what's in it for you? What is your true goal?" The room's initial excitement was overshadowed by Taylor's incisive question. Unfazed, Daphne smiled calmly in response to Taylor's challenge. "Dr. Hayes, my agenda is the same as everyone else's," she said with ease. However, Taylor wasn't persuaded. "To ensure Forrester Creations remains at the forefront of the fashion industry. You want us to think that this is solely a business matter?" she pushed. 5 minutes into your visit, you're already casting yourself as Forrester Creations' savior. I apologize if I seem doubtful." The two women's verbal sparring was laced with underlying hostility, and the tension between them was evident. Taylor saw this encounter as an opportunity to defend her family from a possible danger, not only to discuss Daphne's request. Daphne saw it as a chance to establish her authority and demonstrate her inclusion in the inner circle of the Forrester family. Stuck in the middle, Ridge tried to mediate. With an accommodative tone, he said, "I understand your concerns, Taylor. However, we must give Daphne a chance." But Taylor persisted. This proposal could be a game changer. Furthermore, what happens if her game-changing scheme backfires? She fired back. "For a chance, are you prepared to jeopardize everything we've worked so hard to build?" Underlying family conflicts were also revealed during Taylor and Daphne's confrontation. Both Steffy and Thomas were at the meeting and were caught between believing in Daphne's potential and being loyal to their mother. Ever the pragmatic, Steffy appreciated Daphne's suggestion but was cautious about its ramifications. In contrast, Thomas publicly backed Daphne, expressing his respect for her resourcefulness in every sentence. "Maybe you're overanalyzing this, Mom," Thomas dared to say. With a look of despair and determination on her face, Taylor turned to her son and said, "Daphne's plan makes sense and could really put us ahead of the competition. Thomas, this is more than just business. I don't think Daphne is one of those people, and it's about who we can trust." Daphne was not deterred by Taylor's resistance. She viewed Taylor's opposition as a chance to strengthen her position at Forrester Creations rather than a barrier. Following the meeting, she made a private approach to Ridge, reiterating her worth to the organization with her charm and strategic acumen. With a controlled tone, Daphne stated, "I understand Taylor's concerns. But I can assure you, Ridge, that my sole objective is to see Forrester Creations succeed. To demonstrate my dedication, I'm prepared to go to any lengths." Ridge promised her of his support after being moved by Daphne's genuineness. He said, "Don't be concerned about Taylor. She'll change her mind after she sees the results of your work." However, Daphne was aware that it would take more than just words to gain Taylor's trust, or at the very least, eliminate her as a threat. she made the decision to use her newly acquired knowledge to further investigate the dynamics of the Forrester family. The Forrester family was affected as Taylor and Daphne's argument intensified. Ridge found it difficult to stay united, while Steffy and Thomas were at odds about their mother's behavior. Ever the opportunist, Brooke took advantage of the opportunity to plant doubts about Taylor's judgment, adding to the already tense situation. The confrontation with Daphne was far from ended for Taylor. She was aware that it would take time and planning to reveal Daphne's true motivations. However, she was more committed than ever to defending her family and the heritage they had established. Taylor promised herself that this was not the end. Even if it's my last act, I'll make sure the Forresters see Daphne for who she truly is. It was evident that Taylor and Daphne's war was only getting started when the dust settled from their first encounter. The scene was set for a titanic struggle of wills, with alliances changing and secrets hiding beneath the surface. The conclusion of Taylor and Daphne's fight might alter everything in the world of the bold and the beautiful, where loyalty and ambition are constantly at odds. No one would escape unharmed.